If you just picked up the guitar and want to play real songs with just 2 chords, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll show you 5 easy 2-chord songs to help you practice common chords like E minor, C, E, B7, A, E7, G, A minor, and one non-traditional one with a fancy name. I'll give you a simple strum pattern for each song, and you can screenshot the chord sheet that I'll provide for you. So let's jump in. So first of all, this video is not really a full tutorial of these 5 songs. They're just ideas of 5 songs that you can use that only use 2 chords. If you'd like to see a full video of each song, a tutorial for any of these songs, you can let me know down in the comments. So we'll start off here with Horse with No Name. This song uses an E minor and a chord that's kind of a non-traditional chord with a funny name, but it's called a D6/9 over F sharp. Fancy name, but it's real easy to do. So I'm taking this E minor, get my finger out of the way, and all I do is move that one up a string, that one down a string. That gives me a D6/9 over F sharp, we'll call it. It's kind of a non-traditional chord there. So I'm going E minor to this chord. So for Horse with No Name, we'll just use a down, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and we're going to go back and forth between those 2. You can see in my chord sheet, I have 1 measure of E minor and 1 measure of the D6/9 over F sharp. Okay, 1 measure means that we go 1, 2, and 3, 4, switch, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So this whole song with Horse with No Name just uses these 2 chords. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain, just back and forth, nice and easy like that. You can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Just back and forth. So you can play along with the recording using those 2 chords, and they're perfect practice for switching between 2 chords, E minor and that D chord there. Now let's move on. Okay, next up is Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. This one uses our E minor again that we just used in Horse with No Name, but now we have to move to a C. To do this, I want to keep that middle finger down if I can, and move my index finger to the 2nd string, 1st fret, move my ring finger here to the 5th string, 3rd fret. You can see in the diagram. Now here, I only want to strum 5 strings. I don't want this 6th string here. You can see that right now I'm not using a pick. You can use a pick for sure. You can use your thumb to strum right now. I normally make a little circle with these 2 fingers. When I'm playing acoustic, I'll do that a lot instead of using a pick. Whatever makes you comfortable and happy. Okay, so for this chart on Eleanor Rigby, you can see there's a refrain, there's a verse, and there's a chorus. Now this refrain starts on C. Remember, every measure uses 4 counts. For this one, we're just going to do down strums like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we switch to the E minor. 2, 3, 4, like that. So let's practice the refrain. We have, ah, look at all the lonely. And then we switch to an E minor. 1, 2, ready, switch. Ah, look at all the lonely. And then we switch back to the E minor. At this point, we reach the verse. Okay, we'll do a little bit of that. We start with the E minor. Ready, begin. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in a church where a wedding has been. Now we got 2 C's and 2 E minors because those split that measure of 4. And then we have waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the back to our C. And then who is it for? This point in our chart, you can see we have the chorus. Starts on E minor. 1, 2, ready, begin. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? So that's our second song that uses 2 chords. So for our third song, we have Tulsa Time by Don Williams. This song, instead of E minor, we're going to use E major. Now major chords, we just call them by their name, E. That means E major. Okay, so we have an E chord, and now we have a 4-fingered chord, B7. When I transition between the two, my middle finger again is going to stay down between the E and the B7. So this is a great song to practice that, E to B7. Okay? And so for Tulsa Time, we can use this strum 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, which is a down, down, up, down, down. So we can do, the whole song is the same really. So let's just practice a chorus. Living on Tulsa Time. 1, 2, here you go. Living on Tulsa Time. Living on Tulsa Time. Well, you know I've been through it when I set my watch back to it. Living on Tulsa Time. And all the verses are still just that same pattern. So great classic song to practice that move between E and B7. So next we have a fun one, Achy Breaky Heart. Achy Breaky Heart uses this A chord and E7. Okay, so first of all, an A chord, we have about 4 different ways that we can play an A. I normally do this cross-fingered way, but you can also use a stacked 1, 2, 3. Some people always use that. Some people always use this 2, 3, 4. And sometimes we use just this flat. Usually when we do that, we don't pluck the first string. When we do the A like that, I usually teach this cross finger A first because I think that it facilitates getting to your D chord better when you need to, and even to get to an E or an E7 better. So those 2 chords, A and E7. Okay, we're going to keep this strum kind of fun. We got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and like that. So you can hear the song. Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think it understands. And if you tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, it might blow up and kill this man. So Achy Breaky Heart, again, we're always using that same pattern that you see here in the chord sheet of A to E7, and that's really the whole song, even for the verse. So finally, we've got Tennessee Whiskey. You'll need a G chord and an A minor for this. But to match the recording, we are going to use a capo. If you capo at the 2nd fret, okay, capo at the 2nd fret and play G to A minor, you can match up with the recording of Chris Stapleton. For this one, we're just going to use a strum of just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, another A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to G. So we got, you're smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're sweet, just up and down, the strawberry wine. So we're just practicing back and forth between G to A minor. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Here's G, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So really the chords for Tennessee Whiskey are just those two for the whole song. Again, if you'd like a more complete breakdown of the song, you can let me know in the comments. I can show you the riff that we use and such for the song, and it'll be a further breakdown of the song. So these 5 songs are a great way to start your guitar journey. If there's a song you'd like me to do a full tutorial on, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to screenshot the chord sheet to keep practicing. If you found this helpful, hit that like, subscribe. It's free for you. And feel free to buy me a coffee to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.